Bob Weiner joins us as well. Robert Weiner, Democratic strategist, columnist, former communications director for Clinton drug czar, General Barry McCaffrey. He's also former chief of staff for the House Committee on Aging, as well as being former communications director for both Congressman Rangel and Conyers of New York and Michigan, respectively. Obviously, a man who cannot hold down a job. Bob Weiner, good to have you back.
Thanks, Alan. Actually, 5 to 6 years per job. It's just that I'm old, but it's good to be with you and Amy.
Now, Bob, we understand that the contest, Colorado, Missouri, Minnesota, 2 of those 3 are beauty contests, right?
Well, I just heard on NBC that Santorum is moving, and they're showing him actually moving toward the lead in a couple of those contests coming up. They said Romney has someone new to look over his shoulder at. Gingrich has not helped himself most recently. But it just shows, Alan, when you're talking about max 50% that Romney's got, this is the highest he's ever gotten. Everything else has been 40, 20, 30. It shows that the Republicans aren't happy with who they've got. So I'm thinking, yeah, it's about 3-1, the odds, because Romney's ahead among the ones that are there. But it really isn't over until it's over, as the Hillary and Obama lesson is, and the fact that even Bill Clinton wasn't ahead at this stage, you know, when it was the 7 or 8 dwarfs, what they called it. So you just don't know. You know, I remember when Bush was ahead a year in front of the election. He had the Iraq War, but this is Bush 1, and he was at 90% popularity. And Joe Klein wrote the piece, and it was either Time or Newsweek, Bush can be beaten, and nobody believed it. And then, boom, he was beaten by Clinton. So let's not say it's over till it's over.
And, Bob, I saw you had an op-ed in the paper the other day that said they're asking too many questions that Republicans care about. Well, heck yeah, they are.
Yeah.
It's the Republican Party.
I'm glad you saw that, because I take exactly the opposite view of Amy. This is for the American people, the media coverage. It is not for the Republicans. It is for the American people. That's what television is. And so the Republicans are welcome to watch, but this is supposed to be education for everybody. And my question is exactly the reverse of Amy's. I think by making the Republicans differentiate among each other, instead of comparing to Obama, saying, what would you differently than how he got bin Laden, Gaddafi, saved the auto industry, 24 straight months of employment, higher employment, saved the financial industry, and then make them answer how they would have done it better, which isn't going to happen, by the way. That would have been fairer. So I take exactly the opposite view of Amy.
Polls don't mean much right now. Bob, what say you? Do you think the polls mean something?
Well, I'm reading a Reuters poll from 4 hours ago. Barack Obama, bolstered by stronger economic outlook and recent job growth, would win a matchup against the 2 leading Republican candidates. Romney Gingrich poll on Monday showed. Washington Post ABC News survey of 1,000 adults found that for the first time, Obama's prospects have brightened against his potential rivals as his overall job rating climbed on his handling of the slowly recovering economy. People do not believe Romney because he says, I don't care about poor people. I enjoy being able to fire people. Corporations are people. And they really don't appreciate that kind of a philosophy.
Bob Weiner, why shouldn't Romney get one for a statement so breathtakingly taken out of context, Mr. Weiner?
Well, first of all, the out of context, I'm not sure it was out of context for either. Obama's was in the context of fighting against Hillary for the working vote in Pennsylvania. And we're 4 years beyond that. Romney's are recent, so that's point one. Point two, Rangel said to me when I worked for him, when I used to be able to proudly say his name as part of my resume, now I sort of hide it. But when Rangel said to me, when I said something really stupid once to the press on his behalf, he said, I know when you are out of context, you mean that you'll really never say it again, right? And I said, right. I mean, the reality of it out of context means you blew the statement. So the point is that Romney may not be out of context when he's pushing nothing but tax breaks for the rich, privatized Social Security.
If you've lost 506 million,
Obama?
If you count, I'm not using disconnected measures are not permitted.
Yes, you are. You're counting the first 2 months of Obama, which were under the Bush bubble, and ever since we've had 24 straight months of job gains.